soba needs a drink. I trust you won't mind if we continue our investigation now, Mr. President?
I hereby officially and unreservedly confer my approval. Consider it a gesture of the magnanimity. Consider it a gesture of the magnanimity. Consider it a gesture of the magnanimity. Consider it a gesture of the magnanimity and generosity for which my good office is known. Yes, for without noble acts such as these, unmistakably and irrefutably, for which reason we hereby, there can be no other outcome, for our goals are lofty and our hearts. People of Zhangfa, I swear to you here and now, this investigation will continue.
All that when he could have just said, okay, you got me. Well, politicians are known to bullshit and gish gallop, so. Mr. Knight, if you would care to return the evidence.
Take it.
We did it, Mr. Edgeworth! We sure did. And now the investigation can continue.
Whatever. Enjoy your pocket full of pawns. I'll be over here enjoying how you put them into play.
Then you will definitely enjoy my next move. Mr. President, one more favor if you would be so kind.
What is it?
Could you please give us your testimony concerning the incident itself?
Now you want me to testify? Whoa! That's your next move? If you want the president to testify, you'll have to take him to court.
All in good time, Mr. Knight. He will get his day in court soon enough. But if a person of interest refuses to cooperate at the investigative stage of the process, they are obliged to provide detailed justification as to their reasons for doing so.
That's...
What's the matter? Is there something you'd rather we didn't know?
Stand down, Knight. I'll do as the prosecutor asks.
Thank you for your cooperation.
Now listen, and listen well.
Oh, we're doing this. All right, let's go. President Wong's testimony.
Where was I when the incident occurred? The stage, of course. Suddenly, Rook and Knight jumped in front of me. Then, bang! A shot rang out, and a plain, unblemished balloon of red exploded nearby. Not hesitating for an instant, my bodyguards tried to escort me back to the safety of the plane. And then, the second shot. The bullet went right through Rook and lodged itself in the bulletproof vest I was wearing.
Huh. I guess if you look at it in one way, the president is also a victim here. Yes, the victim of an attempted assassination. Rook was simply in the wrong place at the wrong time. But that makes it even weirder. Why would the target of a crime try to obstruct the investigation? My guess is that there's something behind all this that he doesn't want made public.
Cover-up, huh? I knew there was more to this case than meets the eye.
Transformers. And the president isn't the only one who knows the truth. Isn't that right, Mr. Knight? Time to get to the bottom of this once and for all. I only have myself to blame for trying to do this voice with this man, but honestly, you know what? I'll take it. I'll take it.
Hold it!
And how would you describe the incident exactly?
Oh, you naive little man. Do you really think your silly simple question will shake me? I was involved in a craven attempt to silence me with cold steel. And while I was speaking to my adoring public, no less.
Hold it!
When they stepped in to protect you, were you aware of the fact that you were being targeted?
Was I aware of the... No! I was aware of my audience, nothing else. When I step up to the podium, I enter another world entirely. A place of rapture. A place beyond words.
Yeah, I think that's called stage fright. I bet you're like a deer in headlights.
No, 1,000 times no. I remember every second. Each moment is indelibly etched into my memory.
I just poked my forehead in an exasperated motion. I did not mean to do that.
When Rook and Knight stepped in, I was shocked, overwhelmed, taken aback.
A plain, unblemished balloon of red.
Hold it!
About that red balloon.
Are you trying to test me, Mr. Prosecutor?
No, Mr. President, I simply wish to confirm what you remember.
Very well. There were two very large, very round balloons, one on either side of the stage. Their deep crimson hue stood stark against the sky, just as the security plan said they would.
The same security plan we found in the trash can, I assume.
Rook and Knight leapt to my aid just before the balloon exploded.
Interesting. I think I know, because we don't have red. Wait, hold on a minute. That's like half red, really. You said they tried to escort you back onto the plane?
Yes, that is exactly what I said. They threw open their attaché cases
That must be the moment Kay captured on camera.
and immediately moved to help me back onto the aircraft.
Hold it!
Do you know where that second bullet went?
Is this how you treat a foreign dignitary? Or do you really think such needling questions necessary?
Whoa! What's he so upset about?
Must you insist on going over the same details again and again? Even my patience has its limit. You know full well where it went.
Hold it!
If I may ask, what was the victim like in that moment?
He was a man amongst men! A real hero! The mere impact of the bullet took my breath away, and yet he had the strength to grab me and rush me back inside the presidential plane.
So you and the victim entered the plane together, is that correct?
Yes, he offered his noble protection and I gladly accepted it. All was as it should be.
That sounds nice and all, but doesn't that just mean he's always the first to make his escape? He's the president, detective. He'd basically in his job description to do so. Nothing he's saying seems too off base.
Guy's the victim here. Wouldn't make much sense for him to lie to us, you know? Guess we gotta assume he's telling the...
No, one of the things he said is clearly wrong. Yeah, the balloon thing. It wasn't a balloon, it was a steel samurai. Think back to the scene of the crime. Huh? Did we miss something? Alright, let me see that evidence again. I might as well take another look myself. Okay, where was it? A plain, unblemished balloon. That's where you fucked up. Oops.
Objection!
That's where you're wrong. You say it was a plain red balloon that burst? But I strongly beg to differ. Take a look at this. I think you'd agree that it's hardly plain, wouldn't you?
No!
What the hell was that face?
What? Who is that?
Mr. President, meet the Steel Samurai. I would have hoped you might recognize him. Especially if you're hoping to ingratiate yourself with the people of this country. Yeah, you need to watch the Jammin' Ninja too. He's amazing. So you see, the balloon that was struck by the bullet was anything but plain. It was in fact of the Steel Samurai.
Okay. But the briefing mentioned two plain red balloons. And there they are, right on the security plan.
Those aren't... I'm assuming from the looks of it, he assumed that they were just going to be big balloons. He didn't realize that they were something else. They do look pretty plain, don't they? Just simple round balloons.
Knight, what is the meaning of this? Explain yourself!
Yes, Mr. President. It seems the steel samurai balloon was borrowed at the last minute, sir. Borrowed? That's what we were told. I guess they only reported the incident to us bodyguards, though. Seems there was a little trouble here on site last night. One of the original balloons burst somehow. So they swapped it in as emergency replacement. Yeah, one of the stall holders happened to have it. From what I hear, he was more than willing to land it out. A very happy-go-lucky kind of guy, they said. A happy-go-lucky stall holder with a steel samurai balloon to spare. They filled just the bottom part up with air to make it look like the other ornamental balloon. Oh, that's clever. So while it was a steel samurai balloon, it was made to look like a plain red one above water. Is that the long and short of it?
Knight, why was I not informed of this?
Sorry, sir. We didn't think it was a pressing issue. And indeed, you saw it and knew no different, correct?
Yes, I suppose so.
Could he really have mistaken the steel samurai's pants for a plain red balloon? Still, Mr. President, I struggle to see how you wouldn't have noticed something different about the balloon.
Of course!
What's that outburst for?
Now I remember. I could barely see the balloon.
You couldn't see it?
That's right. The wind was blowing too hard. The flags to the side of the stage were flapping incessantly and blocking my view.
Is that so?
Yes. Those two flags. They were blowing back towards me.
Oh shit, he's telling the truth. They were. They would kind of be blocking the view there. Huh. I don't think I have any other video, okay. Wait a minute then, how did the bullet, but, wait. Hold on. That bullet went through the flag though. So he would have been able to see the balloon. There would have been a strong wind blowing right around the time of the incident. Strong enough to blow the flags in just such a fashion. But does that conflict in any way with our understanding of the case? Yes, it does. Because of what I just pulled up. Thank you, Mr. President. Your testimony has revealed yet another contradiction.
It has?
Yes, a contradiction that could turn this entire case on its head. When I arrived on the scene, the wind had died down and the flags were resting calmly for the most part. But if the wind had previously been blowing the flags as the president describes, a certain piece of evidence suddenly takes on a very different meaning. Which piece of evidence contradicts the stated conditions of the stage at the time of the incident? This one.
Take that!
Earlier, we deduced that the bullet that struck the steel samurai balloon and the bullet that passed through the flag were one and the same. From these two things, we further deduced the trajectory that the bullet must have taken. And we concluded that our shooter must have fired from the left side of the spectator area. But if the flags were blowing as the president describes, our conclusion becomes quite different.
Ooh.
flags are pointing in the other direction. Exactly. Our trajectory changes completely. And if we trace that trajectory back to its source, we can ascertain who really fired that shot.
Wait, but Mr. Edgeworth, that would mean...
Yes, I know. We may not yet understand the reason why, but could it only have been one person who did it? Who does the bullet's new trajectory implicate as the one that fired the shot? Bronco Knight.
Take that!
He's the only one that could have done it. The person who fired that shot was none other than you, Mr. Knight.
What?
The path from the balloon back through the flag leads directly to the spot where you were standing. Yay!
But the guy's one of the president's bodyguards. Why the heck would he go around shooting balloons? This is absurd. What exactly are you trying to imply? That Mr. Knight, a man who has saved my life countless times, is my would-be assassin?
Seriously, Edgeworth, we put up with a lot from you, but this? We're President Wong's bodyguards. We're the pieces put on the board to protect the king.
I'll handle this, Knight.
Sorry, sir.
Mr. Edgeworth, the wind was indeed blowing quite fiercely around the time of my speech. But the wind can pick up and die away in an instant, can it not? Therefore, I need proof! Proof that it was blowing hard enough to lift the flags during that crucial moment!
The first shot was fired right around the time the president raised his fist. I have a piece of evidence that shows just that. Perhaps it can also show us what was happening with the flag then, too. A moment he was raising his fist. Right there.
Take that!
Your proof is in this picture right here.
This should be good. Which picture? Where?
We can see which way the flag was really blowing right here.
Take that!
Well, do you deny that it clearly shows the flag? There we have it. Proof that it was blowing towards you at the moment of the shooting.
So that means our pal over there did shoot the balloon.
Making him the assassin?
Mr. Knight? Well, my guess, he's probably not the assassin. There's no way he could do it, and you want to know why? Reminder. Initially, I thought he would be the one that was shooting him, but now that I think about it, with this angle, it's not really possible. Unless he swaps hands, but that's not happening. He's holding it with his left hand, which means currently his gun is pointing in the right direction. It can't be the one that shot Mr. Rook. I think? Also because he can't look right. He can only look left. So, no, he's not the assassin. Mr. Knight is not the assassin. He may have shot the balloon, but the president was on the other side of him entirely. Therefore, he can't have been aiming at his boss. Yeah, besides, why would I even shoot the balloon? What would be the point? And watch how you answer, or I might aim for something else next. There was a point. I'm sure of it. If I can figure out what it was, perhaps I can finally put this whole conundrum to rest. Knight definitely shot the balloon. Right. Oh. That fact alone changes everything about the case. Oh. Oh, wait a minute. Knight was working with somebody else. Like, now that I think about it, maybe... Yeah, there was somebody else. That had to be the case. Alright, first things first. These two connect. And bonk! Why did Knight's assigned position change?
I told you! I can't turn my neck to the right. Could only cover the president's left side. So I wound up moving to the right side of the stage. The cage. Fuck, it's the both. I don't care anymore.
But is that the only reason? Let us suppose that the plan hadn't changed, that Knight had remained posted on the left. Given that he was unable to turn his head to the right, would he even have been able to shoot the balloon closest to him? Could it be that the security plan was changed for the express purpose of popping one of the balloons? And if we suppose that to be the case, the two plans are different. Was the security detail reorganized at some point?
Yeah, we made some last-minute changes yesterday. President's orders.
The president's orders. That's right! The president was the one who ordered the change! Wait a minute! Did he set up his own assassination attempt? Huh? If I'm reading things right, the president knew in advance about the balloon shooting. Which means he must have had foreknowledge he would be in someone's crosshairs today as well. And if that's true, then everything else that's been bothering me falls neatly into place. How did the shooter get a gun past such heavy security? And why would they then carry out the shooting wearing such a conspicuous item of clothing? Why use a laser sight that would give away their location in an instant? And how did the president suffer no injuries at all despite a direct hit to his vest? These are the questions that Knight and the president don't want us to consider. There is only one possible reason for Mr. Knight to have fired his gun. To create the illusion of an assassination attempt!
What?
Huh? Idiot. You do understand what you're saying.
Oh, I understand all too well. I understand everything now. Most of all, I understand why you were so keen to take this investigation off my hands, Mr. President. You wanted your real plans to remain hidden.
How dare you speak to me that way? Is this some sort of sick joke?
Oh, it's no joke, I assure you. It is simply the truth, as revealed by the careful application of logic and reasoning. Nothing more. The first shot was fired by Mr. Knight with the specific intention of hitting that balloon. The sound of gunfire and the bursting of the balloon were guaranteed to cause a panic. And then he fired again.
He did?
Yes, he fired 2 bullets, both of which were aimed at the balloon. As for why he did so, it's because the second shot was designed to create the impression that the president had been hit.
So then what's the deal with the one in the vest?
I'm willing to bet that bullet was planted there long before the shooting ever occurred.
So, Mr. Heroic President didn't take a bullet after all?
Hold it. That's not true. I was shot, I tell you.
We'll be able to verify that for ourselves once we take a closer look at the bullet. At the very least, we can expect to find traces of Mr. Rook's blood on it, correct?
But you said it yourself. You found the shooter in a photograph. The person with the red hood.
Silence! Youth, I thought I made myself clear. The trajectory points to only one possible shooter, Mr. Knight.
Then where does Tabby fit into all this?
She was simply one part of their plan. In order to place the suspicion elsewhere, they set about creating a fake assassin.
The highly suspicious person with the red hood!
I have yet to ascertain exactly how complicit Miss Lloyd was in the whole scheme, but I can say with some confidence that none of the shots were fired by her. I suspect her only job was to point a laser sight at the president.
That's right! Then I was...
Tasked with turning your jacket inside out the moment the crowd flew into a panic, yes? thus making the mysterious red-hooded shooter disappear in the blink of an eye. Then, when the gun and the security plan were later found in the trash can, it would have all appeared to have been the work of an assassin so skilled they could vanish into thin air.
But then the case would have gone cold.
Exactly what our friends here were hoping for.
Makes sense why they wanted you out the case.
Indeed. Because the entire affair was a cheap ruse perpetrated by the president himself.
What the fuck? Holy shit, that's what you really look like?
Presidential mask has well and truly slipped. Admit it, the entire assassination was a lie, wasn't it?
If that stupid cheap prosecutor hadn't insisted on signing you. How could I let this happen?
Objection!
Holy shit, he talks! Also, that's his voice? That's enough, Edgeworth.
Mr. Knight!
Sorry, but I'm speaking with the president right now.
Yeah, well, I'm doing my job as a knight and protecting my king. So go ahead, keep running your mouth.
Perhaps it would be better if we stuck to threatening each other with words?
He wouldn't. Would he?
Nah, I don't need this thing to shut you up. All right, my move. Question. You claim I fired my gun from on stage. How do you figure I did that in front of a crowd of thousands?
An excellent point. Time for my counter move, I suppose. You had a certain something that allowed you to conceal your actions.
A sudden something, huh? Mighty specific.
The attaché case. Like, I already kind of went over this idea earlier.
Take that!
My attaché case?
Yes, take a look at the case photograph. Your hand is clearly obscured. Your right hand is completely obscured by the case. At the very moment this picture was taken, you were firing your gun. And in such a way that you wouldn't be detected.
Objection!
You don't like to let the facts get in the way of a good theory, do you, Edgeworth? Shame you don't seem to have noticed.
Noticed what?
That theories are all you have. Conjectures, nothing more. The flag was billowing in the wind at precisely the right moment. I hid my gun with my attaché case. We changed the security plan because I couldn't turn my head. It's all just speculation, circumstantial evidence at best. You can't prove any of it. If you at least had the bullet that burst the balloon, you might have a scrap of credibility. Imagine, you could have run forensics to see if it matched my gun. But no, that bullet is at the bottom of the lake. You gonna go dredge it up?
I hate to say it, but he's right. I don't have anything concrete.
I thought not. Maybe now you can shut your mouth.
Oh? Miss Lloyd? Of course! She could shed some light on this whole situation. I just need to get her to talk.
What's the matter? Something you want to say, Miss Journalist?
Never mind.
That's what I thought.
Miss Lloyd! I need you to be brave. If you don't speak up, the truth will be lost forever. You are a journalist after all, are you not?
Dang it! I can't stay quiet any longer!
Hey, you understand what you're doing, right? I think carefully before opening that mouth of yours.
I was so focused on bagging me a scoop, I forgot the most important thing of all. Real journalists don't lie. Ain't no dang scoop if it ain't the truth. I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. I should have showed you this before.
What is it?
It's the laser pointer I used on the president. But that's all I done. I never shot nobody.
You stupid! I thought I told you squeal and you go down as an accomplice!
It was him! He told me to do it! I was at Jank Fa's embassy sniffing out a story like I told you. This was 3 days back. He comes up to me out of the blue, just starts talking. Help me out and I'll get you exclusive access to the president. That kind of stuff.
But what about the gun and the trash can?
That I don't know nothing about, I swear it. All he told me was to wear a jacket with the red hood and to point their pointer at the president. I never thought for a minute it'd blow up in my face so bad. I'm sorry, truly I am.
Thank you, Miss Lloyd. I'd like you to testify to that effect when this goes to trial. It ought to go a long way towards proving that the assassination was a sham.
What's wrong with you people? Don't any of you know what's good for you?
My sympathies, Mr. Knight. Had you successfully removed me from this case as you'd intended, perhaps then you could have kept your pun quiet, hmm? Oh, I'm gonna need a fresh, hot cup of tea after this.
So let me get this straight. You told Tabby, if you let slip about our fake assassination plot, we'll have you convicted for murder. Or something like that?
Of all the dirty. I said no such thing.
What? President Wong?
Give it up, Knight. It's time we came clean. It's our only choice.
So, Mr. President, you admit it? You admit that there was a plot to fake an assassination attempt?
I do. I'm sorry.
But why? Why do something like that?
My popularity has been on the wane back home. I thought surviving an attempt on my life might give me the boost I needed.
Not touching that.
I know what we did was wrong. So yes, it was all lies. All of it.
And the bullet in the vest?
It was planted ahead of time. I wasn't hit by anything today.
Oh, but we're still getting evidence. Hello.
But then, what was up with the killer?
Our plan got out somehow. And then he just appeared, hell-bent on turning our fake assassination into a real one.
Hence the red raincoat, I suppose. He'd hoped to get in close enough as the fake assassin to finish the job.
There is one thing I don't understand, though.
Oh? And what would that be?
Why did Rook have to die? If the whole thing was fake, how did he wind up getting killed for real?
That's true. And therein lies the real question.
He was a fine bodyguard. The best, in fact. He may not have been a native of Zhengfa, but he was someone I could fully trust.
Ooh, somebody's jelly.
Mr. Rook must have been really something to gain the trust of someone who would hide from his own shadow.
Sounds like he was as trustworthy to the president as I am to you, huh, sir?
I believe that's for me to say, Detective, not you. Mr. Rook must have known about the plan too, then, correct?
He wasn't aware of any specific details, so not really. I tried to involve him, but he refused.
And you would have done well to listen to him.
This is a tragedy. The life of a good man has been wasted.
What was so great about him anyway?
What? What's gone into him?
He was just another piece on the board, there to protect you, nothing more.
Mr. Knight! How could you?
Who was it that actually went along with your plan, huh, Mr. President? While that pious coward backed down when you needed him to step up the most.
I value your support too, of course, but...
Look, I'm your chief bodyguard now. That's all that matters. And now that the spineless fool Rook is gone, things are gonna change around here. Thanks to me, genius strategist, grand master, rightful leader of this team.
We are all well aware of your ambitions, Knight. But doesn't this seem a little imprudent to you?
Why? My plan this time was perfect, as they always are and as they always will be.
That's quite a statement. Especially considering that your perfect plan was an abject failure.
Yeah, no thanks to you. And that buffoon Rook.
And how exactly was it Mr. Rook's fault?
If he hadn't died, the killer would have never come after me. And I wouldn't have had to let you in on this plane.
Please, Mr. Knight, you mustn't talk like that.
Fine. The guy died protecting you, Mr. President. I'm sure that's just what he always wanted.
But did he die protecting the president?
Wait! I thought the whole assassination thing was fake.
Oh, come on. Do I have to say everything twice? We planned a fake assassination, but somebody else came along and tried to make it real. 2 shots of fire, remember? Like you said, Mr. Edgeworth, one of them was the bullet I shot through that balloon. But the second, that wasn't me.
Oh, really? Then who did fire it?
The real assassin, but not the killer. His plan was to come after the president with a knife. No, the most likely suspect here is the piece cowering quietly in the corner. Our Lily White Queen over there.
What?
Miss Lloyd?
Again with this? I'm not your danged assassin!
But is that really true? I, for one, don't believe it. The gun in the trash can, it can only belong to you.
Oh, we going? Oh, we going? Knight's Gambit.
As soon as I shot that balloon, I rushed over to help Rook escort the president back onto the plane. I left Rook here in this room while I secured the president in the safe room. When I came back out, Rook was lying there on the ground. Miss Journalist must have shot Rook while we were escorting the president off stage. That single killer shot was fired by the gun you found in the trash can.
Not possible. She was outside there with us doing the investigation while he was in there dying. So, not possible. So you don't actually know when the victim was struck by the bullet, do you?
That knight doesn't protect the Rook, Edgewood. He protects the king!
You want to translate?
He means that his only concern was protecting the president.
Lose the king and you lose the game. Isn't that the first rule of chess? Okay.
But a win in which a key piece is sacrificed is a hollow victory indeed.
Doesn't matter, it's still a victory! I kept the president safe, I win!
Well, it's a bit early to be calling our little match. In any case, for this is where our battle really begins.
Frickin' look at me, look-alike.
Hold it!
The victim really didn't take part in your little plan then, did he?
Nope, and we kept him in the dark on the details.
So he really thought the president was in danger. But wait, he must have noticed that the shot came from right next to him.
Maybe he did. Guess we'll never know. And even if he did know it was a sham, he still had a job to do. He still had to protect his king.
And he was able to make a judgment like that in a split second? Impressive. He really was as capable as they say.
Not so capable that I couldn't read him like a book. I made it so he had no choice but to go along with our little performance.
Hold it!
Why do that? You and the president both knew the whole thing wasn't real.
But it had to seem real. There were people everywhere. It's not a good look, right? Imagine if someone had spotted a man who'd just been shot at. Hanging out in his plane, sipping grape juice like he didn't have a care in the world.
You mean wine?
What the hell's wine?
And what was the victim doing during all this?
Who knows? I was in the safe room, like I said. Anyway.
Hold it!
Where on the ground exactly?
Right where he is now, the middle of the floor. The door to the outside was shut though. Guess the bullet must have hit him right before he closed it. And thanks to his little blunder, my whole plan fell apart.
Mr. Knight, you mustn't talk that way.
He may have kept you safe, Mr. President, but he isn't here now to save your good name. I'd call that dereliction of duty. What would you call it?
An honorable try, which is more than what you'd give, I'd say.
Sorry, but that's just how it is.
God, you're an asshole. Well, I say asshole, but I'd say you're more just pathetic.
Hold it!
Why aren't you and Mr. Rook both carrying bulletproof attaché cases?
Yeah, opened them right after Rook spotted the laser sight. We moved into covering positions and used them to shield the president.
So the bullet that hit Mr. Rook traveled through a gap in that defensive shield? Do you really believe Miss Lloyd to be that skilled a marks person?
No, she was aiming for the president. That makes her a lousy shot.
So it was pure coincidence that Mr. Rook was hit? And the bullet simply happened to find its way past your attaché case and through the gap in his vest?
Seems crazy to me too, but the facts are the facts. It was a shot in a million, but the shooter hit the bullseye, and the proof is in your hands.
So the second shot had nothing to do with you. By the way, he fucked up. He did fuck up, and I'm gonna explain why after I'm done with this.
Right, that one was fired by your little friend. Imagine the scoop she'd have bagged if it had hit its mark.
I'm a journalist, you hear? I don't make facts, I report them.
Yeah, a journalist who signed up to a fake assassination plan in the hopes of getting a story.
That's not...
Look, I'll admit it. I set the whole thing up, and Joel's role was to aim that laser pointer at the president. It's not my fault that wasn't enough for you. You were the one who decided to bring a gun to the party. Who knows? Maybe you thought if you kept on shooting, you could shove me up too.
So Mr. Knight's suggesting that he first fired one shot and then Miss Lloyd fired one more.
Yeah, basically implying that Tabby also had a gun on her. Beats me where she could have gotten one from, but hey.
His entire testimony is pure conjecture. He can't prove any of it.
You're right. Let's hit him with some cold, hard, undeniable evidence.
Thankfully, I already know what to fire off with.
All right.
That. 2 spent bullets.
Objection!
That's where you fucked up, sir. So you contend that it was you who shot the balloon and Miss Lloyd who shot Mr. Rook? Are you sure about that?
Sure, I'm sure.
While what you propose would indeed match up with the total number of shots heard, the gun from the trash can itself has also been fired twice. Now, why would the supposed number of shots heard from this gun differ from the number of spent rounds? It's simple. Because it was planted. planted by the real perpetrator of the crime.
Somebody faked the evidence.
Yes, and if you think about it, their reason for doing so is obvious. To ensure that whoever found the gun would conclude that the shooter had been in the spectator area. And in order to do that, they had to make it seem as if both shots had come from this one weapon.
Oh, I get it. So that's why it's got 2 spent rounds, huh?
Precisely. As we've already proven, the bullet that burst the balloon came from a different weapon. Which makes it entirely possible that the bullet which killed Mr. Rook didn't come from this gun either.
Nice work, Edgeworth. That's some high-grade sleuthing. But why don't you get to the point? You come this far, spit it out!
Oh, I intend to, don't worry. The person who really shot Mr. Rook was... Oh, the only person that could have done it, obviously, was... Well, you. You're the only one that could have done it. You tried to imply that there were 2 different guns that fired the bullet, like you shot the one for the balloon and then one for her. But no, there's only one gun, and it fired 2 bullets. And there were only 2 gunshots that were ever heard. Therefore, it's you! You, Mr. Knight! You're the one who murdered Mr. Rook!
Oh, finally got up the courage to say it, huh?
Surely not! Surely you wouldn't have...
It wasn't only Tequila who tried to take advantage of this fake murder plot. You killed Mr. Rook, hoping that he would look like an accidental victim of the bungled assassination. With the president locked away in the safe room and the door of the airplane tightly closed, it was just you and Mr. Rook alone together. And that was when the 3rd bullet was fired. Right into your colleague's body.
Objection!
Wait, you're really gonna claim there's a 3rd one now? You just said there's only 2 gunshots were heard. Well, tell me how that works?
Objection!
Airplane cabins are practically soundproof, Mr. Knight. If you close the door, nothing can be heard from the outside. Not even gunfire.
But wasn't the president right next door?
Very true. Which means he may have heard the shot himself. Well, Mr. President?
I didn't hear anything.
But you can observe this room for your security feed, can you not?
The camera in this room isn't normally on. I have to manually switch it on when I enter the safe room.
And that's what you did this time too, right?
Well, that is...
What's gone into him? Mr. President, this is vitally important!
Please, President Wong.
Fine, I was busy hiding under the bed, covering my ears.
What? Even though you knew the whole thing wasn't real?
Yes, because I hate the sound of guns!
Jesus Christ.
Just the slightest hint of that awful noise and... Oh, it's just too much!
Wow.
Wow.
Oof. That there is sadder than a pot of overcooked crawfish.
Wow. Mr. Knight, you saw that President Wong was cowering beneath the bed. And what's more, you knew from the monitor bank that the security camera for this room hadn't been switched on, which means you knew that the circumstances were perfect for you to fire the 3rd shot straight at Mr. Rook.
Knight, how could you? Could you have really betrayed my trust so horribly?
You think I killed the old half-wit? You don't trust me much, huh? This is the thanks I get for putting my life on the line for you day after day.
I want to believe you, but...
I don't get it. I just don't get it. What's there to doubt here? What? You don't believe that the girl over there could have done it?
No, because this gun isn't the murder weapon. We know this from the number of bullets fired.
Yeah? Well, how do you know there wasn't a spent bullet from the start?
What?
Someone could have fired a bullet from that gun yesterday, or the day before. And today, another bullet, the bullet that hit Rook. That's pure speculation, pal, and you know it. Maybe. But can you prove it's not true?
Not with any certainty, no.
You're nothing without conclusive proof, so come on. A single piece of evidence, straight through my heart, I dare ya. Well, what are you waiting for?
There must be something. Mustn't there, Mr. Edgeworth? If we can't prove it, Tabby's. Please, Ruffles. I messed up. I know I did. I should have never have done what I did, not even for a scoop. But murder, no, that ain't me. Ain't a murderous bone in my body.
Conclusive proof. If only I could prove that Knight's gun is the murder weapon. Wait, perhaps I can.
If you at least had the bullet that burst the balloon, you might have a scrap of credibility. Imagine you could have run forensics to see if it matched my gun.
If we had the bullet that killed Mr. Rook, forensics could tell us which gun it was fired from.
No proof, no case. End of conversation.
Well, damn, now we need to get a goddamn bullet. I mean, I might well put one behind your, between your eyes, but then, I don't know, then we get in trouble. And then, game over. And we don't want that.
Objection!
Hold it right there!
What now? You're not about to claim you do have proof.
Of course I do.
This ought to be good. All right, bring it on. Show me this proof of yours.
The bullet that killed Mr. Rook is the key to ending our little game. Is it like the bullet, or is it like the bullet that's in, Wait a minute, hold on. Very well, my conclusive evidence is, well, not in my possession right now. Not currently in my possession. I don't have a bullet. In fact, I think the bullet might be there in the background.
All right then, thanks for playing, folks. By that's game over.
However, it is here in this room.
What?
As we know, the bullet that killed Mr. Rook passed through his body. But where did it end its journey? Perhaps we should cast our minds back to an earlier conversation? After passing through his body, the bullet that took Mr. Rook's life then found itself lodged in the vest.
He's right. If the president hadn't been wearing that vest, things could have been a lot worse.
But now, of course, we know that the so-called assassination attempt was a complete fabrication. The vest was prepared in advance, made it look as though it had been hit by a bullet. Which begs the question, where's the real bullet?
I like it, a twist. This is good stuff, Edgeworth. Come on then, don't keep us in suspense.
Again? One monitor is missing with shattered glass. My guess is that is where it possibly is.
Take that!
There's something very clearly missing from this room.
Yes, a prosecutor with common sense.
Take a look at the bank of security monitors.
Oh!
I see you've caught on, Mr. President. Splendid. And there are screens here showing views from all around this airplane, inside and out. The only external angle not covered is the right-hand side of the aircraft. And that's because one of the monitors is missing. There was a monitor in that space previously, wasn't there, Mr. President?
There was. I have no idea what my plushie is doing there now, though.
It appears to be someone's vain attempt to hide what is obviously lacking. But where did it go and why? The why is easy enough to answer, because it was struck by a bullet. For if we were to believe that the bullet in the vest was the real deal, then anything that hinted at the existence of another bullet had to be removed.
So where did the missing monitor go?
Where indeed? I believe that it must be hidden somewhere on this plane. After all, there wouldn't have been time to dispose of it outside the aircraft. Detective Gumshoe! Conduct a search if you would.
Right away, sir! Mr. President, extraterritoriality, remember?
I have no objection to the search. Please go ahead. If it will help us discover the truth behind what happened to Rook, I will not stand in your way.
Hell yes!
What are you? Oh, I don't believe this. Rook this, Rook that. Don't you ever think about anybody else.
The search has been authorized, Detective, if you wouldn't mind.
Sir, I found the monitor.
Excellent work. Now, go ahead and extract the bullet.
Well, let's see. If I put my hand in here and just, come on. All right. Oh, got it.
Well, would you look at that? Blood. This is the bullet that killed Mr. Rook. There's no doubt about it.
Oh, yeah.
And there you have it, Mr. Knight. The single piece of evidence you requested straight through your heart. Even you must now admit, if this bullet didn't come from the spectator area gun, then Miss Lloyd cannot be Mr. Rook's killer. What? No pithy comeback? Detective, have forensics analyze the bullet for striations and compare them to the gun we found.
Yes, sir. We'll get the evidence you need. You can count on it.
All right, let's hear what forensics has to say. Our findings are as follows, sir. Firstly, the blood on the bullet is indeed that of the victim, proving that it was the bullet that killed Mr. Rook. Secondly, we found Mr. Knight's fingerprints on the gun, probably from when I handed all the evidence over to him. Now for the key part, the striations. Or striations. If they're not a match, then Miss Lloyd is in the clear. Lastly, the striations on the bullet are a match with this weapon. What? But how could that be?
No way! Oh, come on!
There's no doubt about it, sir. This is the gun that fired the bullet.
How?
Well, isn't that something? Conclusive proof that I was right. What's the matter? You didn't think you had me back into a corner, did you? Guess you misread the board. Because the only one backed into a corner here is you.
Knight's counter.
There's no denying it. Forensics proved that the gun and the bullet are a match. The bullet that killed Rook was fired from the gun you found in the spectator area. So, who pulled the trigger? Oh, can't have been me. I was up on stage. Which leaves your little friend. The hack killed Rook. She's the murderer, and you just proved it. Your move, Edgeworth. But just remember two things. One, where you found the gun, and two, which gun the fatal bullet came from. Whichever way you look at it, I can't have been the shooter!
How did it come to this? You know, technically this has been on my mind for a little bit here. Oh, damn, I don't... Okay, hold on. Which evidence was it that had, God damn it. Okay, so there was a piece of evidence that brought up something very important here. That both guns are basically the same. One just has a laser pointer on it, right? These guns are they're specifically for Fang, you know, they're a specific model that you can only get if you're a part of this particular group. So they're all basically alike. So my thought process is there is a reason why it chose to specifically mention that we gave all of our evidence to Mr. Knight. It's a bit of a stretch here. Now, you might be able to... There's only one possible way that this potentially could have worked here, okay? Is that laser sight detachable? If it's detachable, then easy peasy, the guns could have been switched. During the time that he had all of the evidence, before he gave it back to us. That's what I'm thinking.
Me and the president, we admitted to faking the assassination attempt. Now it's your turn to admit something. Who the killer really is?
There's no way Tabby did it, is there?
Don't let him get to you, Kay. We just need to go over his statements again. There must be something further we can deduce from them.
Okay, let's do this, Mr. Edgeworth.
All right, rebuttal.
Hold it!
I have my theory, now it's time to test it. No, that's...
Objection!
What was it you said? That forensics would back you up? How does it feel to be shot in the chest by your own conclusive proof, huh? Not so good, I imagine.
That bull and the gun are a match, Mr. Edgeworth. That kind of has to mean that Tabby pulled the trigger, no?
Even so, I simply cannot accept that.
But sir, there's no denying the evidence.
There isn't.
So what am I missing?
Well, the evidence got tampered with because we gave it to him! If he's the culprit, there's a high chance that he just tampered with the evidence before he gave it back to us. I'm just saying. If I assume Miss Lloyd to be innocent, then the gun and the bullet shouldn't be a match. What is it, Kay?
I was just thinking if the evidence points to something that doesn't seem possible, then maybe there's something wrong with it.
Literally what I was saying! You're asking me to call the evidence into question?
Well, there's no way Tabby did this, right? So if the evidence says that she did, then the problem must lie there.
You seem very sure about this.
Call my great thief's intuition.
I think she's right. Intuition, huh? Still, she could be right. I simply don't believe Miss Lloyd to be a malicious liar, which means... As someone who believes that evidence is everything in court, the irony is not lost on me, but... If I were to call the piece of evidence into question, it would have to be... the gun. If something untoward is going on here, it would have to involve the weapon, not the bullet. After all, we only just recovered the bullet a little while ago. Furthermore, we know that Mr. Knight had an opportunity to handle the gun. Yeah, when we gave him the evidence.
Now, hand over the evidence you have gathered and remove yourselves from this plane.
I'd do as he says if I were you, Edgeworth.
This can't really be the end of the line, can it? Indeed, he had ample opportunity. There's no doubt that this gun is the weapon that was used in the crime. Which means it must belong to...
Take that!
The gun belongs to Mr. Knight. He switched them around. That has to be it. I fucking got it. I feel real good.
Hold it! Objection!
Mr. Knight,
No, you hold it. You were the one who proved this. Or are you saying the forensics was wrong?
the bullet had the victim's blood on it, which means it must be the one that took his life. And it does seem to have been fired from the gun we found in the trash can.
Don't you just love this? Your face, Edgeworth, what a picture!
Ugh, A man in dire straits, yes, well spotted you!
Ooh, this is gonna be fun.
Let's just agree that the facts are what they are and move on. That gun fired the fatal bullet.
Hold it!
Yes, who indeed?
Still can't bring yourself to admit the truth, huh? I get it. I was in your shoes a few minutes ago. Burned me up on the inside, it made me really want to shoot someone. Sorry, it's no laughing matter, I know.
You are not practicing proper gun safety, my dude. What are you, an American?
But we both know who really did shoot someone, don't we?
Hold it!
What proof is there that Miss Lloyd fired that gun?
What proof? How about the forensics you ordered?
They didn't find her prints though, did they?
Yeah, the only prints they found were yours, pal.
Objection!
From when I confiscated the evidence, probably. Anyway, say it wasn't Miss Journalist, who was it? Because it can't have been me. Your own investigation put the shooter in the spectator area, didn't it? Ugh. And are you ready to admit it yet? All the evidence points in one direction.
Hold it!
That's not what I proved at all!
Oh yeah? So what did you prove? Still trying to make this about how I fired the first shot? Sure, you proved that and I admitted it. But what, so what? You're forgetting that you're here to do one thing, and one thing only! You got that right, to uncover the truth! And you think ruining your country's relationship with Zhang Fa is going to do that? No. Your job is to solve an attempted assassination, nothing else.
I'll decide what my job is, thank you very much. You don't get to tell me what to do.
Ah, sure, let the trail go cold while you flip your wig over who gets to say what the who. Or you can finally do the right thing and admit that your little friend is guilty.
Never. You're the guilty one here. There's no doubt about it. The markings on the bullet are consistent with those left by the weapon from the trash can. But Mr. Knight would have tempered with the gun somehow. He could have only done it once I'd handed over the evidence and not a moment before.
Isn't there anything we can do, Mr. Edgeworth? There must be something.
Our reasoning thus far has been sound, I'm sure of it. Which means we can overcome his defenses this time as well.
Really? Even with all the forensics results on his side?
If a testimony is untruthful, there is always a contradiction to be found. Let's listen to what he has to say for himself one more time. Alright, I think it's... I feel like it's either the first statement or the second statement that I need to counter. But I think it's... Let's see. There's no denying it. Forensics prove that the gun and the bullet are a match. Okay, no, I don't have to counter that. I don't have to counter that one. The bullet that killed Baruch is fired from the gun you found. This one. This is the one.
Objection!
Admit it. You switched the guns, didn't you, Mr. Knight? That's why the markings match the weapon in question. It was yours all along!
An intriguing move there, Edgeworth.
And? You must have made the switch when I handed over the evidence. While I was busy trying to make the case for remaining on the investigation, you took the laser sight from the gun we found in the trash can and put it on your own. Then, not long afterwards, you handed that gun back to me instead of the one we found.
I did, huh? You think I somehow knew you'd find, let alone run forensics on that bullet sometime in the future?
Is that so strange? You're a chess player after all, a man well used to thinking several moves ahead.
Ooh, I'm flattered. But as much as it pains me to admit it, you're overestimating my abilities. Besides, do you even have any proof that I made the switch?
Ooh, we're going round 3? Oh no, this is part 2. Wait. I'm pretty sure this is also like round I don't fucking know at this point, man. We've been kind of going at it for a while.
The gun is the same model as mine. Weird, sure, but it's just a coincidence. And look, there's a laser sight attached. Also, take a look in the cylinder. 2 spent bullets, just what we'd expect to see. So what proof do you have that I switched the original gun out for mine, huh? None. That's what.
You say I'm overestimating your abilities? You surprise me.
What can I say? I'm a modest guy. More modest than you, that's for sure. Everywhere except for the chessboard, that is.
Well, I don't see a chessboard here, do you?
Shame. Still, guess that gives you a nice excuse. I didn't mess up, I just didn't have the right evidence.
Oh, I don't think I'll be the one making excuses. Rather, I didn't mess up. They just got lucky with the evidence will be your excuse, I'd imagine.
Alright, here we go.
Hold it!
A coincidence, you say?
Or was it a necessity? It can't be both, pal! Sure it can. We bodyguards need to protect the president. And the girl needed to use a gun, but she probably doesn't know a whole lot about them. It's not so far-fetched for her to pick something she's heard of that we also happen to use.
That is so, but no! That is a... No. The gun is exceedingly rare from... Did you not just state it? You literally fucking...
Okay.
Okay, but why a revolver? Why is it that your go-to gun?
It's probably something to do with his ease of use. No spent casings to chase down, for example.
Exactly. The perfect tool for a job where you can't afford to fail or don't know what you're doing. Still, coincidence, necessity. It doesn't make a whole lot of difference either way.
Hold it!
Because you swapped it on there!
Pull up or shut up, Edgeworth. Where's your evidence?
Well, that is...
Don't go making excuses. You can't back up. Or did your daddy never teach you that? As it stands, the facts are in my favor here.
Hold it!
I've been meaning to ask, actually. What about your own weapon? How many spent bullets are in its cylinder?
Oh, this old girl here. Well, now. I let loose a few rounds earlier, as you saw.
He reloads his gun every time he fires it?
But even if I were to tell you how many there were at the time, you'd have no way of verifying that.
He reloads his gun every time?
Of course. In order to swap the guns properly, he'd have to maintain the right number of bullets per gun.
He didn't have the chance to put on any gloves, though, which means...
All right, think about time you did the right thing and resigned, don't you? Game's all but done, see?
Hold it!
Ooh.
Objection!
The proof...
Something you clearly don't have. If you did, you'd have made your move by now.
Yeah, maybe it would be nice if you didn't try to interrupt me, you bitch!
We do so have proof, right, Mr. Edgeworth?
We won't be given the chance to investigate any further, not to work with what we've gathered. Think, Miles, think. Consider all the possibilities.
If you've got the goods, it's now or never.
How are we supposed to prove he switched the guns?
Oh, well, we checked the bullet casings. Unfortunately, we don't have any direct evidence of his wrongdoing. But that in itself is proof of a kind.
Because otherwise, the striations shouldn't line up like they do, right, sir?
Right. We must carefully consider and infer what we can from the evidence he brings up in his testimony. The truth is in there somewhere. Hold on a minute. Well, let's just... Hold on.
Objection!
once again, yeah. I have your proof right here.
That's your proof? I think you've been working too hard, Edgeworth.
Not the gun itself, the evidence it carries. Evidence that will prove once and for all that it does in fact belong to you!
Ooh, I'm looking forward to this. Go ahead and make your move. What's about to come into play? The rook, the bishop, not a pawn, surely.
The evidence the gun will provide takes the form of... Let's see if you change the... Oh... Yeah, it would have to be the fingerprints. Fingerprints. Namely your fingerprints, Mr. Knight.
Objection!
My prints? Pfft, of course my prints are on the gun. You handed it right to me when you gave up the evidence. How could they not be on there?
Objection!
I'm not done yet! What if I told you there are prints on the part of the gun that you shouldn't have touched at any point?
What? Where? You can't prove that.
Oh, but I can. There is a place where your fingerprints could never have been left if things happened, as you say. Allow me to present the final piece of evidence. That'll bring our game to its rightful conclusion. Well, it would have to be like the chamber itself. He changes the bullets every time, so there shouldn't... If this is the murder weapon and he didn't fire this weapon, then there shouldn't be any fingerprints on here. However... Here, look closely at the cylinder, Detective.
2 bullets fired, but where are the prints we're looking for, sir?
On the bullets. You did indeed switch the guns when I handed you the evidence. But if that were all you had done, your deception would have been easily detected. Because the number of bullets fired by each gun was different.
There are 2 spent bullets in the gun we found.
Yeah, but what about Mr. Knight's gun?
We know that he fired 2 bullets from the stage into the balloon. And he fired another bullet into Mr. Rook, ending his life. So 3 bullets in total, plus the few odd ones he let loose in shock during our little game. And after each shot, he reloaded his gun out of habit. With his bare hands, of course. Officer! Where exactly were Mr. Knight's fingerprints found? The ones you mentioned in your report.
Sir, they were found on the exterior of the weapon, but also on the bullets themselves.
I'm not sure they could have gone there just from me handing you the evidence, Mr. Knight. Yes! And there we have it. Proof that you did indeed switch the guns. This gun, the one which fired the bullet that killed Mr. Rook, is yours. And in taking his life, you are the true assassin! Checkmate.
Water!
Oh, God, note to self, don't record for 3 hours straight trying to voice act. Woo!
I was going to be the new chief of security. That blasted Rook. If it hadn't have been for him, I would have been in charge by now. I would have been in control of the whole team. My plan was perfect. The fake assassination was supposed to be flawless.
Detective Gumshoe?
Right away, sir. Curse you, Edgeworth! Our game isn't over yet. I'm
afraid this is as far as we go for today. The next moves we play will be in the courtroom.
But, it's not fair! It's not fair!
I don't care if it's fair. You're under arrest, pal.
Oh shit, he buffed up again. March 25th, 5:12 p.m., Gourd Lake, Lakeside Stage.
Mr. Edgeworth, I owe you a debt of gratitude. You exposed a murderer within the ranks of my own personal guard. I will not soon forget that.
He's suddenly very presidential again, now that we're back outside the plane.
I saw it, you know, when I first proposed the fake assassination to him.
You want me to handle it, not Rook?
Rook refused, but I can rely on you, can't I?
Of course, sir. You can count on me. I'll put together a plan that can't possibly fail. And he'll play his part like the pawn he is.
The hatred in his eyes was plain to see. He despised poor Rook. I was not entirely comfortable about moving forward with Knight in charge of our little deception. And looking back, I think he sensed my discomfort. I can't help thinking I played a part in his decision to end Rook's life.
Mr. President, none of this would have happened if you hadn't plotted to fake an attempt on your life. That was your crime. And it is a crime you will have to live with.
You are right. I can only apologize for the part I played. And I will no doubt be made to pay for my actions in one way or another. But I thank you, nonetheless. You solved the riddle of Rook's demise, and for that, I shall be eternally grateful. I will be here in your country for a little while longer yet. But when I have returned home, perhaps you will visit us in Zhangfa. You will always be welcome.
Damn! Went from liking him to hating him to liking him again. Well, actually pitying him a little bit, but, you know.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Y'all don't know how grateful I am. All's well that ends well.
Miss Lloyd, the accusation of murder made against you was, of course, entirely groundless. But the fact remains that you were a willing participant in the staged assassination attempt. The police will no doubt wish to speak to you about the matter. You should be aware that you may well be punished for your actions.
I know. And I'm awful sorry about everything. Truly I am.
I understand your desire for a scoop, but there are limits.
There sure are. I got me some serious thinking to do. You did it, Mr. Edgeworth! That was something else! Local prosecutor solves assassination conundrum, earns eternal gratitude for president. How's that for a headline? Hey, that there's my department. Mr. Prosecutor, how's it feel to solve such an important case? You must be over the moon.
She certainly doesn't stay down for long. No comment.
Dang, you're one tight-lipped son of a gun.
As well I should be. This case is not over yet.
It isn't? How come, sir?
Because until we unravel the story behind this, the case will never be completely over. God, why am I drawing a blank on his fucking name? Shelly the Killer. His name is literally right there! Why can't I fucking read?
De Killer's calling card.
Mr. De Killer has yet to complete his assignment.
You mean he might still try to murder the president?
I hope I'm wrong. But if I'm not, this could all blow up into something more sinister yet. As one would expect with the attempted assassination of a president, the case was all over the news. And my preparations for Mr. Knight's trial were constantly interrupted by requests from the press. There wasn't a person in the land who didn't know about the case. Everybody was talking about it. But in the midst of the frenzy that followed, nobody noticed that this was only the first move in a game far bigger than any of us could have imagined.
God damn. That's a great fucking start. Holy crap. My throat hurts because I was going at it for so long, but my god, that is a great start to this. Oh my god, I completely forgot how much I desperately miss this sort of stuff. Okay, I'll say it again. I like this chess game mechanic thing. I'm kind of getting the hang of it, but god, I am really liking it. Although I imagine since this was still the first case, it's going the rest of the cases are going to get longer and probably much, much harder. But that's something I'm definitely looking forward to. But unfortunately for me, that is it. Because I can't speak anymore and my throat hurts. Thank you all very much for watching. I'm going to go stop. I'm going to go drink some hot tea. Because good grief, I think I yelled out my heart. I think my throat's died.